Welcome to the warm-up exercise for the YMI podcast called The Fantasy Restaurant. In here, my guests get to pick their favorite drink, appetizer, main side, and dessert. Quite literally, anything goes. So this is another vegetarian meal, don't run away, but it is packed with flavor and texture, and I think maybe enough to satiate any palate. I mean, it would work for me for sure. Word of warning, I was on the tail end of a bad cold, so there are some random pauses for me to cough, and likely I sound a little rough. I think I'm still a little scratchy now. So I hope you enjoy this meal with Kayleigh. Kayleigh, thank you for joining me today in the Fantasy Restaurant.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am Craig. As I've already said, I am your waiter here at the Fantasy Restaurant. Now, this restaurant works a little different than you maybe are accustomed to. If it is not, I really want to eat where you're eating. But the idea here is this could be food that is, say, from your childhood. It could be something your mom used to make or your grandma made. Or this could be stuff that you make every day yourself. Or it could be from your favorite restaurant or maybe your favorite movie or fantasy novel or whatever it happens to be. This only has to make sense to you. No rhyme or reason. Zero judgment-free zone. Can we call it that? So I will just ask you what you want, and I will attempt to not look too crazy at you through the process.
Okay.
All right, so let's start at the start. What are you gonna have to drink?
Water with lemon.
All right. Is it? Are we talking about fizzy water or just out of the tap? Is this fancy out of a bottle? What are we doing?
I'll have sparkling.
Sparkling.
Tapatio. Is that that's a hot sauce.
That's a hot sauce.
Wait, what's it called?
Topo Chico?
Yes.
Yeah, you got it.
That's
Topo
good
Chico.
stuff.
Now, are you straight out of the bottle or do you want it in a cup?
I'll do a glass, no ice, with a lime.
Glass, no ice with lime.
Now I'm just thirsty.
I like the no or with lime. There's one other fella I know, and he always insists on limes. He says it gives it that little je ne sais quoi, that little something special.
Yeah, I like that.
I have to confess, the sparkling water is it's not soothing to my palate. It just tastes like a soda that's missing the sugar, and it drives me crazy every single time.
I live off of them. I'm not gonna lie.
I would love to. I wish I could say I do too. I've tried to make myself love it, and my body just icks every time. I definitely want to though. Every so often I will reintroduce it to myself in the hopes that it will somehow stick, but it just has not yet.
Yeah. I feel like it's a treat for me because I always need like hydrating drinks because I'm in the ocean all the time. So I'm like in a constant state of dehydration essentially. So to have a sparkling water is like a fancy way to get more water.
Yeah, a little flavor every now and then, even if it's just you tricking your brain that there's some flavor there. All right, so now we move on to, I say potentially, it always is. It's my favorite part of the meal. It's the appetizer portion. What are you going to have?
Oh my goodness. I don't know why this is so hard. Mozzarella sticks?
You got it, bro. We're doing some fried mozz. Now, describe the perfect fried mozzarella, because I in my brain, I know what the perfect is. I'm curious what it is for you.
Definitely crispy enough where it has like a crunch on the outside. Like a good breading. And then good marinara sauce. Just, typical thing, but it has to have like a good crunch. Like a soggy mozzarella stick. Nobody wants a soggy mozzarella stick.
No. I mean, it's not acceptable in Bake Off to have a soggy bottom, and it shouldn't be in your mozzarella sticks either. When you say a marinara sauce, you said good, that can mean a lot of things. To me, that means a little bit spicy. Where are you at on that?
Love a spice. I'm into the spice.
Okay.
Sure.
So my perfect fried mozzarella sticks aren't sticks. They're squares. Or not like perfect cubes, but they're rectangular. That's what I'm going for.
Those are like very fancy. I feel like that's like very Italian, Like I feel like that's how they do it, like authentic.
I think it's perfect because you get the ratio just right? So you still have the crispy outside, but the inside stays nice and gooey. Because sometimes mozz sticks get a little over fried, and this kind of usually protects against that.
For sure.
In my opinion. All right, we're off to a good start. I like where we're
Yeah.
headed. So now we're hitting the kind of the interstitial period between the appetizer and the meal. I like to call it the bread slash. Excuse me. I was gonna see how long I could keep from coughing there. The bread slash salad slash soup portion. So, are you interested in any of that? All of that? What's it gonna
We'll
look like?
definitely do a salad, and we'll do a Caesar.
Oof, yes.
Gotta be a homemade Caesar dressing.
Oh,
None of
yes.
that fake stuff. And me and my husband, like, our secret weapon for Caesars are crispy fried onions on top
What?
and black olives.
What?
Yeah.
This is all new technology. I've never heard of this. Is
I
this a
know.
common thing, or did you guys invent this?
I think black olives is like a topping on a Caesar, but I don't know. We just love the crispy fried onions. Like, I have them right now here somewhere.
You're talking about this stuff like on green bean casserole, like that?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that would be the same stuff. Like a good salad topper.
That's interesting. I'm on board. So I love a good Caesar. That is actually my favorite salad. And so I am thinking I might need to give this a try. I'm a very open and accepting and welcoming person of foods and of people. So I'm very much interested in this. All right.
Oh,
Let's
good.
move on to the potentially the most dangerous portion of the meal. What you gonna pick for the main? What's that gonna look like?
Well, so I eat a primarily vegetarian diet. So I am going to stick with that, and I'm going to stick with the Italian theme.
Oh.
So I'm going to do like a creamy mushroom pasta with arugula and goat cheese.
Oh, I love it.
Crushed red pepper on top.
Creamy mushroom pasta, arugula, and goat cheese. So, do you make this yourself? Is this coming from a restaurant? Where's your favorite place to get this?
This is literally, I should have dreamed maybe a little bit bigger, but this is what I was thinking about making for dinner tonight. So I was like, I'm in for it. Let's manifest it. Sounds like a good idea.
All right, creamy mushroom pasta, arugula, and goat cheese. Are you putting anything on there? Do you do crushed red pepper flake, or what's your?
Definitely crushed red pepper, the Parmesan from the block, little salt and pepper, maybe a drizzle of olive oil if you're feeling frisky. Could even like squeeze a lemon on there. That would be nice. I'll do any of that stuff.
I'm always feeling risky when it comes to food. Are you a creature of habit, or do you kind of venture out? Do you like go to the restaurant, get the same thing every time, or you mix it up a little bit?
Well, when we cook at home, my husband Cam and I, we have staples for sure. But we try a couple times a week to venture out and do some like different stuff just to keep it interesting, you know? We do cook at home a lot more than we'll go out to eat because, like I said, I am vegetarian. I give myself a little leeway if my husband like catches a fish. So if there's like something where he's going out to like get the food, it's very sustainable, something like that, that's when I'll give myself a little slack and we'll do, you know, some fish or something. But for the most part, vegetarian. So here on Big Island where we live in Kona, there's not a lot of great vegetarian options, to be honest. So which is like good because in the end, we end up cooking a lot at home and we've gotten like a lot better at it. So it's great that, you know, it's taught us like some really good skills, which is awesome. So we have our staples, and then we'll like venture out. So if people follow me on Instagram, they probably see that I post a lot of recipes. And I just do that because I feel like people think, oh, a vegetarian diet is so boring and they can never think of anything that will feel filling or like feel good or taste good. Like a lot of people that are really accustomed, and even me when I was starting the journey, it's like hard to think of what's going to satisfy you if you're used to having meat all the time. So I like to post a lot of my recipes there. And yeah, so it's just to help give people ideas as well.
That's dope. That's dope. I used to think I could never be a vegetarian. And then I started eating a lot of Indian food. And I was like, I could be a vegetarian.
That's what I should have picked in the restaurant when I sat down. My favorite categories of food when we do go out to eat is Thai food and Indian food, because there are some great restaurants for Indian food and Thai food here on island. And it's so easy to make vegetarian. So yeah, it's really great. What's your order?
Oh, I know what the thing, like I know where they are in the menu. I never know the names.
Yes.
A chicken tikka masala is good, but then there's this one that's like a curry that's got like little cubed potatoes and peas. And there's ones with chickpeas in there. Dude, it's like some that like soy cubes. You never even know. There's just so much flavor and spice going on. You can't tell if there's meat in there or not. It's just delicious.
So you'll have to try. My favorite is the palak paneer. It's like these like cheese cubes with a spicy spinach sauce. It's super good.
Oof, that sounds really good. Very, very. Hanging in there. Here we go. So,
sorry, I feel bad.
no. I actually feel okay. It's just you wouldn't know it outwardly. Anyway, I digress. In the next part, you'll do almost all the talking, so it's gonna work out great. I do a lot in this part. But we come to perhaps my favorite part of the show. Maybe not always favorite part of every meal, but the favorite part of the show, the dessert portion. And this is where I decide whether I can be friends with you or not. So based on no pressure. What are you going for?
Okay, so like this is where people would crucify me. It's not that I don't like chocolate, it's that I prefer vanilla. So I'm like always going vanilla. Maybe a creme brulee. That would be great.
Those are really nice. Describe the perfect creme brulee, because I've had multiple kinds.
Okay, it's got to be like a decently thick custard in it, and then like a real like crispy top where you gotta hit it and it cracks open. You really gotta like give it some effort, and then some strawberries on top.
Ooh, strawberries. I like strawberries as well. You know, there's this one place I used to get a creme brulee that was really good. They had like, it's almost like they took waffle batter and they made this little thin lattice and they would set it next to the side. So it was this amazing kind of combination of texture where you get the creaminess and like the top, like a creme brulee when the bottom's like chilled but the top is hot because they just torched it. Oh, all of that coming together with some fresh fruit. Oh, it's incredible.
Yes, I agree. That would be great.
A good creme brulee. All right. Well, let me read your order back just to make sure I didn't screw anything up. Like I always say, I don't want the kitchen getting blamed for my foul up. So we're going to start out. We're going to do a glass, no ice, with some lime, and we're going to do a Topo Chico. Is this Topo Chico ice cold or room temperature? What kind of animal are you?
Ice.
Okay, good deal. Because, you know, I was going to start worrying about you if you wanted that room temperature. But we're going to do some mozzarella cubes that are perfectly consistent on the inside, nice and soft, but crunchy on the outside, and a little bit of a spicy marinara. I like the spicy side to you, Kayleigh. I wasn't expecting it, but here it is. We are doing a Caesar salad, homemade dressing, of course. Actually, we'll make that table side. We'll make it kind of like an event sort of thing.
Love that.
And
I don't
then
think I've
we'll have some, excuse me. Do you want them like the French's out of the can fried onions, or do you want them freshly fried?
I mean, let's freshly fry those suckers.
Absolutely. Fresh out of the fryer. And then we're going to have some black olives in your Caesar salad. I have never done that. I've eaten black olives on a lot of things. I'm sure it would be delicious, though. Next, we're going to do a creamy mushroom pasta. That sounds so good to me. With arugula, goat cheese, crushed red pepper, little zest of lemon on there. You know what we're going to do? On the side, just so you could taste it, we're going to have some Cajun seasoning kind of mixed in with a sauce, just to see if that's your kind of thing or not. Like I don't know what kind of mood you're in, but I love a creamy mushroom pasta with like Cajun seasoning in it. Those are my favorites. Then we're going to, for dessert, we're going to do a nice creme brulee with a little bit of waffle lettuce on the side and some fresh fruit. Does that sound correct? Did I get all that right?
Yes, I wish I ate a bigger breakfast because now I'm hungry.
It's always the case. That's like anytime somebody says, hey, are you hungry? I always say I could eat. Because it doesn't matter if I just ate 10 minutes ago, I could eat again right now.
Literally 24/7.
Oh, always hungry. All right. Well, Kayleigh, thank you for joining me in the fantasy restaurant today.
Yay, thanks.